Hi everyone, it's Lynn from DevineCentral. I am here with your Wednesday weekly mailbag tarot reading. Today is April 27th, 2022. And the question that I have today is from a gentleman who says, my wife just got fired on her second day on the job because she discussed wages with her coworkers. Yesterday at work, my wife's coworkers asked her how much money she made. And when she told them, they found out it was more than what they were making. Fast forward to today, my wife gets to work and learns that a coworker quit over the matter, and they fired my wife on the spot for discussing wages. What do? We live in Illinois. All right, so I'm going to switch cameras. I am using the Gilded Tarot. Okay, for this reading today. I've already shuffled. Let's go ahead and just lay down some cards. I'm going to do a 5-card carnival reading. It's just a, what is the subject? What precipitated the subject, or what's the foundation or the background? Let me see. This is, that is what can help us. This is what can hinder us. This is our final outcome card, or potential outcome. And then we'll ask Spirit for some advice at the end of the reading. How's that? Okay? There you go. Okay. So let's start with the Three of Wands. We have this card, and it's telling us that we are, if you'll notice in most of this card, you've got somebody standing on a big hill overlooking their ships coming in or going out. Threes are about expansion and expanding our horizons, where wands are about our energy level, and 3 is kind of a low energy level. But this typically comes after we plan. Then we have to get out there and do something with that plan. And honestly, I think that if the subject is, what do? What are we looking for? This is somebody looking for the bigger picture. So I think that works with Spirit as far as validating, what the question or the subject matter. Where does it come from? Well, it comes from being knocked on your ass, right? I mean, that would happen to me if I would have been shocked too. But the point is you still have things going for you. This is a 4. 4s are about stability. And, right now it's like, what do I do about this situation? It's kind of knocked me for a loop, and I'm kind of laying low, trying to possibly sleep on it and figure out where we're going with this thing. It's important that intellectually you stop and think things through. And I think that that's a lot about what this card is. So the foundation is being knocked on your butt by something that's really more of an intellectual thing, and trying to figure out what direction to take it. Okay? So there's our subject. How can we help ourselves? We get the Death card. Now, the Death card usually comes up when we have unfinished business, when it comes to the work realm, okay? It can be the natural end. Maybe, let's say it was a contract job and the job was over, but that's not the situation here, right? This is about this crazy situation that just happened that no one was expecting and came out of the blue. And it is painful, right? But it's being able to find some closure with this. And I think that that's going to be the main way to help yourself, is finding, intellectually trying to figure out, some closure for the situation. So a little bit of unfinished business. 13's 1 plus, 13, 1 plus 3 is a 4, right? And I want you to notice we have the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, and 1 plus 3 equals 4 is the Death card. So you are really, really in a much more stable place than you realize. So don't fret it too much. What can you do to, so what are we going to do to help ourselves? We're going to try to find some closure here and sort everything out. What can you do to hinder yourself? We have the 4 of Cups. And, this card's about apathy. It's about not feeling it. But what I worry about with this card right now is that, within the stability of knowing who you are, or your stability being shaken by the fact that, you got fired without any notice or warning for doing something you didn't realize was a problem. That would throw me for a loop. That would make me stop and second guess myself and second guess my confidence level. And I think it's really important not to just go sit down and become complacent about this. I think you need to move forward. You need to find a way. So I think what you can do to hinder yourself is just to sit there in complacency and be frozen and being afraid to move forward or backward. It's hurtful. There are feelings involved in this. I get that. But I think that you'd be better off acting on your feelings and getting them out instead of, sitting down and just accepting what is. So what is the potential outcome of this? The potential outcome is another 4. We have the 4 of Wands. We have a little bit more energy than we started with. But again, we are safe within our realm. And what I like about the 4 of Wands, or what I think about when I think of this card, is I think I'm home. That's always the feeling I get when I see this card. I am exactly where I need to be. And I'm exactly where I'm comfortable and where I'm happy. And you know what? That's not where you came from. That's not where you were a couple of days ago. I mean, I think that had it not been for an employee quitting over this whole thing, I mean, how ridiculously simple is that? And why should management care? I don't believe it's against the law to discuss your wages. And I think that you probably will, in order to find some closure, I think that it's probably going to end up being a legal thing. But you know what? I think that if it had not been that, it was going to be something else equally stupid. So I think maybe the writing was on the wall. Maybe this was a blessing in disguise, which this card can also stand for. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise because there's a better place for you, a place that you should have been all along, and that's going to be the next job that comes along. So I think maybe you dodged a bullet. So let's take a look and see what Spirit has to say. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have the King of Swords. What I see is coming down the pike here is you need to hire an attorney. Because I think that there may have been some wrongdoing on the company's part. I don't think it's legal for them to do that. For actually, in a no-fault state, well, I guess that's more for marriage. But if you're under a normal hiring, it's, people can fire for cause, any cause. It doesn't matter what it is. But I think it's discriminatory in some way. So I still think you should probably talk to an attorney, because even if the attorney says, there's nothing you can do about it, let it go, at least you've done something other than sit and be complacent in it, and you have actually made an effort to find closure. Again, all in all, you're going to end up in a better place than where you were. So again, I think you dodged a bullet. So that's my reading for today. I hope that it resonates with somebody, especially the person that wrote the question. And beyond that, I'm here every Wednesday. I did have my Zodiac readings came out yesterday. A couple of days ago on the 25th. So please come back and take a look at some of those. I think there were some interesting readings this month. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.